नल सन्निभानी दिशो न जाने न लभे च शर्मा प्रसिद्ध देवेश जगन निवास दमस्ट्रा teeth Karalani like that ch also te your mukhani faces drashtva seeing eva thus kalanda the fire of death sannibhani as if blazing disha directions na jane do not know na labhe nor obtain cha sharma and grace prasiddha be pleased devesha o lord of lords jagat nivas refuge of the worlds teeth like that also your faces seeing thus the fire of death as if blazing directions do not know nor obtain and grace be pleased o lord of all lords refuge of the worlds. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing, death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions, I am bewildered. So my realization from this particular verse is the universal form. Lord Krishna is showing his Virat Roop to Arjun, and here Arjuna is a bit bewildered. But he used here word the Lord of Lords and O refuge of the worlds. So in Bhagavad Gita chapter in Bhagavatam Canto 1 chapter 8 verse 9, the translation, O Lord of Lords, Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Then Purport Srila Prabhupada says that this world is completely of duality. In the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master, whereas in the absolute world, the Lord is absolute Lord, and all others are his absolute servitors. So in this world of duality, everyone is envious to all others. So Srila Prabhupada says that the Lord is the only shelter of fearlessness for the surrendered soul. One cannot save himself from the cruel hands of death in the material world without having surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord. So Arjuna indicates in earlier also and here as well that the Krishna is the worshipable by everyone and he is all pervading and he is the soul of every soul. He is most magnanimous and unlimited. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 5 verse 17, the translation, when one intelligence, mind, faith and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. So the whole Bhagavad Gita here, Srila Prabhupada says that the supreme transcendental truth is the Lord Krishna. And the whole Bhagavad Gita centers around the declaration of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Reality, who is understood by the knowers of the Supreme as the Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. The Supreme Personality God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the last word in the Absolute. There is nothing more than that. So therefore, always the Krishna is the Supreme Reality. One whose mind, intelligence, faith, and refuge are always in Krishna, or in other words, one who is fully Krishna consciousness, is undoubtedly washed clean all misgivings, and he is in perfect knowledge in everything concerning transcendence. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 18, translation and purport, Lord says that I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and inhalation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed. So, because there are a lot of materialistic people, they approach different gods, different energies. But Srila Prabhupada says that to approach even the different energies of Krishna is again actually indirectly you are approaching Lord Krishna. So one should directly approach Krishna, and that will save their time and energy. It's given an example that if you want to go to the top of the building, and if you are using the staircase, instead of using the staircase, if you take the help of the elevator, you should go faster. So why one should go on the staircase step by step? So Srila Prabhupada says that everything is resting on Krishna's energy. Therefore, without Krishna's shelter, nothing can exist. Krishna is the supreme ruler because everything belongs to him and everything exists on his energy. Krishna, being situated in everyone's heart, is the supreme witness. And it is very difficult for a person who is too materially affected and who's engrossed in only the material nature. Generally, people who are attached to the bodily conception of life are so absorbed in materialism that it is almost impossible for them to understand how the Supreme can be person. For such materialistic men, the form of gigantic material manifestation is supreme. Consequently, they consider the Supreme to be impersonal. And because they are too materially absorbed, the conception of retaining the personality after liberation from matter frightens them. So when they are informed that spiritual life is also individual and personal, they become afraid of becoming persons again. And so they naturally prefer a kind of merging into the impersonal void. So one has to get rid of all these stages of attachment of this material world and negligence of spiritual life, fear of spiritual personality, personal identity, and the conception of void that arises from frustration in life. So to get free from all these three stages of the material concept of life, one has to take the complete shelter of the Lord, guided by the bona fide spiritual master, and follow the disciplines and the regulative principles of devotional life. Hare Krishna, this is my relation from this word.
Hare Krishna, Sopan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, so this is your realization you made yourself, or you read Prabhupada's lecture?
Yeah, I read Prabhupada's lecture and then made a note.
Oh, you listen to Prabhupada lecture and made notes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Okay, very nice. All the best to you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Very nice. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Sabantu, thank you very much for your very nice realization. Hare Krishna, to all the devotees. So we're starting from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verse 25. Damstra kurala nichate mukhani dushtva vakala nara sannibhani disho na jane na labhe cha sharma prasiddha devesha jagannivasa Damstra karala nichate mukhani tustveva kala nala sannibhani disho na jane na labhe cha sharma prasiddha devesha jagannivasa Damstra karala nichate mukhani dustveva kala nala sannibhani disho na jane na labhe cha sharma Prasiddha Devesha Jagannivasa. Translation, O Lord of Lords, O Refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered. So meditating on this verse, I was just thinking of an angle, or just thinking of something that I because obviously the devotees have given very nice realizations throughout this section of the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna is showing Arjuna his universal form. I'm trying to think of trying to meditate on this pastime, and I was just thinking with Arjuna's bewilderment here, and also uh, when we see even in, for example, Lord Nrsimhadev pastime, where when Lord Nrsimhadev kills Hiranyakashipu, is very angry, and all the demigods are very fearful and very scared and afraid of Lord Nrsimhadev, and so they go to Prahlad Maharaj and ask. In the same way here, Arjuna is very afraid, very bewildered, and he's saying that he cannot keep his balance, so he's very disorientated. So I was just meditating on this point, that despite knowing that Lord Krishna is the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, here Arjuna refers to him as O Lord of Lords, O Refuge of the worlds. So Arjuna knows what Lord Krishna's position is. Despite this knowledge, despite this knowledge, still Arjuna is bewildered and scared of the Lord in that form. And just makes me think that in my position, with having absolutely no understanding or knowledge of the scriptures or of any spiritual knowledge at all, and bhakti at all, how will I be able to understand understand who Lord Krishna is? And if such exalted personalities can get afraid and can be bewildered like that, then it's it really shows me that I've got such a long way to go, and this whole pastime of showing the universal form reminds me of that. That just and even for example, Lord Nrsimhadev's form, that despite knowing that Lord Nrsimhadev was the supreme personality of Godhead, demigods were still afraid of him and afraid of the form, despite the Lord being the protector. And similarly here, Arjuna, knowing Lord Krishna as a friend, but also accepting him as the Supreme Lord, being bewildered and disorientated. So I just thought it was a very very interesting. Sorry, I just thought it was very interesting, very interesting sequence there. So I was just meditating on that. So that's my realization. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for both your wonderful realization. See, again, without the purport, also devotees are speaking. It's very nice, very wonderful. I think philosophically, points are very nicely covered by all of you. I just wanted to share the part, it's a little technical, but with regards to the changes, which has happened here. So if you see the word synonyms in the 72 edition, there are quite a few changes to the 83. 83 has changes. Some of them are very, we can see it's very accurate. It's quite obvious. Like for example, see, Damstra Karala Nichate Mukhani. So Damstra means teeth. That is both are teeth. Karalani in the 72 edition is mentioned as like that. But actually Karalani is another word, a Sanskrit word is for terrible, is Karalani. So 83 has corrected it. Cha is also, te means your, mukhani means faces, društva means seeing, eva is thus, kalanala, kalanala, društva eva kalanala sannibhani, društva eva, društva means to see, seeing, eva, thus, kalanala, the fire of death, kal analaha. So in the 83 edition, they have divided this word kalanala into kal anala. So anala means to annihilate. Kal means time. So it's done by fire, the fire of death. Okay. So they have not changed the meaning, what word synonyms. They've broken the word for proper understanding, which is fair. Sannibhani. Sannibhani means as if. Now Sannibhani in the 72 edition was mentioned as if blazing. Now to do the research whether blazing is referred to as Sannibhani, in Sanskrit. Just give me a minute. I've not checked this word. No, that's not given. Sannibhani. No, I don't think so. No. Okay, so again, uh, in the Sony tradition, it is mentioned Sandibhani as if blazing. In 83, it is Sandibhani means as if. Dishaha, disho na jane na labhe cha sharma. So dishaha means directions. That is correct. The directions. So here to read the directions in the 83 say the directions. That's okay. Na jane, and do not know. So na jane is broken into two words. Na means not, jane means I know. So they're referring clearly to Krishna, to Arjuna as I know. Na jane, I know. Whereas in the original it said na jane is one word, do not know. Na labhe means nor obtain. No, again, na labhe is broken into na and labhe. Na means not, labhe means I obtain. Yeah, referring to Arjuna directly. Cha Sharma. Cha means and Sharma. So they've broken into Cha and Sharma again. Cha means and Sharma means grace. Prasiddha Devesha Jagannivasa. So Prasiddha Deve, Prasiddha, be pleased. Devesha, O Lord of Lord. Again, Devesha is broken into two words. Sandhi is Deva and Isha. Means Deva means O Lord. Isha means the Lord of Lords. Jagan Nivasa is Jagat Nivasa, refuge of the worlds. So, O refuge of the worlds. But translation is kept the same. So see here, the word synonyms, teeth, we'll see the translation now. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions, I'm bewildered. So here, Arjuna, being the devotee of Krishna, it's difficult for him to accept that the reality of Krishna could be this horrific, it is just like devotees are very used to seeing Krishna in his beautiful, attractive form and smiling glances, his sideways glances, with smiles, broad smile, and his nature of taking care of his devotees. That's what the devotees know about Krishna. It is very difficult for them to fathom his very practical form of Krishna, which non-devotees see in the form of this material world, and especially death, which takes away everything, one's own beloved in this material world. Everything that one wants and one's loves in this material world is taken away as death. It's very cruel. So Krishna cannot be seen as a very cruel person. And Krishna is not a cruel person. That is the reason why this material world is working in its own workings. You see, as long as the material world exists, three things are always existing forever. First is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Paramatma, Krishna. Second is the Jiva, which is a Tadasa Shakti, marginal potency of Krishna. And third is Maya. These three always exist till the time material world exists. And the Tadasa Shakti, the Jiva, is either influenced by Maya or influenced by Krishna. You see? So for most of the living beings who do not understand, who do not spend time in understanding God, where God doesn't exist in their lives, material world works on its own. Everyone enjoys and suffers according to their own karma. And this is how they lead their life, being happy, being sad, being happy, being sad, being happy, being sad. One day happy, one day sad, or one moment happy, one moment sad. According to one's own karmas, one gets a particular kind of nature based upon which they enjoy and suffer, based upon which they think that what is temporary is permanent, and what is permanent they have no idea about, no conception about what is permanent. Because for them, permanency doesn't exist. Spiritual world is permanent. But if you do not accept the existence of spiritual world, then you are constantly living in the material world, in the temporary world. So temporariness of this material world becomes your second nature. You cannot fathom that there exists something which is permanent. So this is the reason why materialists, they see Krishna in the form of material nature, which is independent of Krishna, in a way that is correct. Because Krishna has nothing to do with the material world. It works in its own axis, in its own system. The time exists in the material world, and time takes away everything. It is a form of Krishna. The three modes of material nature works on its own on the living beings. The living beings are the power of the body which is dead. But as long as this living being exists in the body acts, and the body acts, it gets reaction. And this is how this constant three modes of material nature is making the body act. But actually, the spirit soul is just the powerhouse in the body, keeps us alive for the body to act. That's it. But when we identify with this body to be the self, all in all, then the whole temporariness and the ghastliness of the Krishna's material nature and universal form bites us. And that is the reason why this is quite alien to devotees. Because when devotees are chanting Krishna's names, when they're worshipping Krishna at home, when they're performing their arti, when they accept Krishna in their lives, they see the life has got some meaning. They see peace existing. They see that the Krishna is in charge of their lives. And for them, it is very difficult to understand that Krishna, not understand, but accept the way that Krishna exists in the material world with his teeth. All living beings are crushed in his teeth. Blazing fire. This is a terrible form. And that's how Arjuna is telling once again that he's losing his balance and he can't understand what is going on. He cannot accept this form as Krishna. See that this is that form here. That's the reason why he tells Krishna that I'm losing my mental equilibrium. I'm losing my balance. So and I'm completely bewildered. In all directions, I'm bewildered. It's very interesting. I try to see whether in all directions I'm bewildered. So it's a continuation of the sentence or a new sentence. It's a new sentence. In all directions, I'm bewildered. Arjuna is saying. So that means there is no way he can go and hide or to understand things in any direction of his thinking where he can find some solace in this material world, seeing Krishna's form. He just cannot. This is the position of Arjuna. So I just thought that devotees have given nice realizations on the philosophy. Just few points about the word synonyms, the meanings behind it, and just few points as I shared from the psychology of a devotee. Thank you very much. Now, Sridhar Babu, you are going to share realizations.
Yes, sir.
So very nice. You were in a meeting, but still you prepared, and you informed us that you're going to come in afterwards at 8 o'clock, and you are like, it's very nice. Thank you very much. What about Narada Mataji? You did not say you are not going to give, so you prepared, or you are not able to give?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have read verse. I thought about it, but when I listened to you, it's I understood a little bit about it. But when I was reading it, I was confused, Prabhuji, what to say on this verse. But I will try, Prabhuji, later.
Very good, very good. Please
I'll
do.
try, Prabhuji, but
Don't
I'm
be
sure
confused.
it's
I'm not
good.
I'm not that I'm saying is right only. Every one of us has got Krishna's given intelligence. Every one of us are individual relationship with Krishna. So please speak in whatever way you can form. It's very nice to attend. Very good.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll try. I also listened Mataji last week's class as well.
Yes.
I'll say Prabhuji something after my Prabhuji share.
Yes. Please
realization.
continue.
I'll try Prabhuji, but I'm not sure it's correct or no. So, yeah.
No problem. Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I'll leave it to you both of you now. Continue. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Amrish. It's great to go. Thank you very much for organizing this program and giving us opportunity to share our realizations as well. Chapter 11, verse 25.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sorry, Shridhar Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Your voice is a bit echoey, Prabhuji. It's a bit hard to understand.
Echoing. Yeah, I mean hall. That's why actually. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that okay now?
Just sorry, Prabhu. Can you speak again?
Hare Krishna.
No, it's still echoing, Prabhuji.
Echo, yeah, it is hall, Prabhuji. So that's why I speak. It's actually echoing to myself as a viewer. Can you hear now clearly or not?
Yeah, it's better now, Prabhuji.
Hello?
It's better
It's
now.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, better now.
I think I speak slow, so I shouldn't. Namaskaranam Tatenukani Drisha Sandhita Jane Nalabheta Sharma Prasita Jagannivasa Jagapati. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing, death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions, I am bewildered. So, thank you all the devotees for your realizations. I missed some of them. So, while meditating on this verse, what I realized actually was, as I read the translation and what the verse means. So Arjuna is saying, "O Lords of the Lords, and O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me, or please be kind to me." As he's saying that, as he's looking at his universal form, which is quite perturbing to him, he's saying he cannot keep his balance, saying this, "Your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth, and in all directions I'm bewildered." So Arjuna is referring Krishna here as a Lord of the Lords and the refuge of the world. So while just meditating on those actually points, in Bhagavad Gita, actually, there is a verse, Bhaktaram Yagitapsam Sarvaloka Maheshwar Surudam Sarv Bhutana Yatvanam Shantim Uchit. So Arjuna actually is requesting to be kind, Krishna, to be kind to him. And he's actually perturbed and he's fearful. And he's now saying that he's losing his balance. So he's asking for the refuge, protection as well here. And referring Krishna, Lord of the Lord, where in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, verse 29, Srila Prabhupada actually explained this point that Krishna, Sarvaloka Maheshwar, where he also gives the reference of Shvetashwari Upanishad, where again Krishna is referred as Ishwarana Maheshwara. So he's the Lord of everyone. He's the Lord of all the planets. He's the Lord of all the demigods, and he's Lord of all the living entities. There is no one who's above him or equal to him. And he's also actually he's a supreme refuge as well. So Srila Prabhupada was saying that unless we understand these bare facts, and we accept Krishna's real position, there is no way we can actually attain the peace. Natvanam Shantim Richati. And we have to understand that actually all the activities that we do in this world, so ultimate actually bhokta is Krishna only. We actually means as we born in this material world, we actually try to enjoy everything that we see, and we have that actually enjoying propensity, which is again coming from Krishna only. But we are not actually the ultimate bhokta. Krishna is the one. He's actually that's why he's called a Yagnipati. So everything should be offered to Krishna. But we think, or we try to actually act like a god, and we try to enjoy. And doing so, actually we again get miserable, or actually go through the various miseries in this material world, and we are ultimately controlled by the three modes of material nature. That is actually external potency of Krishna. That's Maya Devi, or Maya, what we call it. So even when we try to become like a Krishna, we realize that we are actually the servant of the servant of the servant of the Krishna, and that is our real position. So we have to understand the Krishna's supreme position and our position as a servant, and we act accordingly. Then actually it is said, "Natvanam Shantim Richati." So here again, Krishna's face, Arjuna is describing here as like a blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. So our condition in this material world is exactly like that. That we are suffering perpetually. The padam padam chavikada, and our only way actually out is to actually, we have to surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in Canto 1st, chapter 7, verse 22, Arjuna actually say, Arjuna Uvacha Krishna Krishna Mahabhava Bhattaram Bhattanam Abhyankara Tvam Eko Hayyamanana Apvargo Sise. So here Arjuna is saying that actually Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, is actually the supreme, and there is no end to his potency or his energies. And the living entities in this material world, who are actually suffering in this blazing flame-like material world, and we are actually suffering perpetually. And our only path of liberation that we can able to find, that is in Krishna only. So he is the only competent authority who can actually grant the abhayam, the fearlessness. So here Arjuna is actually saying, actually referring Krishna as a Lord of the Lords and the supreme refuge of the world. So he's understood Krishna's position correctly, and then he's requesting, please be kind to me. So what I understood is that we are also suffering perpetually, and is a Krishna's face described here, that's universal form, is like a blazing death-like faces now. So we are suffering in this material world. And the path of liberation that we can find is to, as Srila Prabhupada said, looking at chapter 5, that we have to understand his real position and we have to act accordingly. If you actually try to enjoy ourselves, then we are bound to suffer, and there is no way out. So that is what I understood while meditating on this word. Hare Krishna. Secondly, I also listened to the last week's lecture, to the devotees' realization on Bhagavad chapter 11, verse 24, where what I understood actually the point shared by Saraswati Mataji. I think I thought that was actually the realization, actually a picture, where Mataji actually described in that verse where Krishna is actually the first words, Nabhas Krishna. And here in this verse also Arjuna is saying that, O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your big mouth and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by you. I can no longer maintain my steadiness in equilibrium of mind. So this, as Srila Prabhupada says, this universal form is very vast. Looking at it, anyone can be perfect at this moment. However, it is to be, as Mataji said, it is understood that actually the devotees of the Lord, they may be externally might seem very normal, ordinary, but because they are the devotees, they are always remembering Krishna in their heart. And that's why actually they actually feel the peace or equilibrium. Mataji also gave the reference where from the Brahma Samhita, where actually I think that was actually I think more relevant here to this verse, where from the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse I think verse 29, where it is described that actually Krishna, who is actually supreme personality of Godhead, is actually partial expansion, as a Mahavishnu, because Krishna is actually he's creating many universes. So through his partial expansion as a Mahavishnu after creation, he's entering into this material nature, and with his further expansion from Mahavishnu to Garbhodaksha Vishnu, is entering into each universe, and again he further expands as a Shirodaksha Vishnu, and he enters into the each universe separately and into every atom, into every living being as a Paramatma teacher. So Krishna is actually present everywhere as his partial expansion, and actually we have to understand, as Srila Prabhupada always say, that actually as Krishna is a original cause of all the causes, Sarva Karana Karana. So again, in the same point here, that actually Krishna is the cause of everything. So if you actually keep that point in mind, then actually it is actually will help us actually to keep ourselves steady into our devotional path, because we are always disturbed by many material things. But we have to keep this actually ultimate point in mind, that actually Krishna is the cause of every cause or everyone, and everything that we see is caused by the Krishna. So having that realization, or even if we did not realize, having that information is also help us to understand actually Krishna's ultimate position. So that is what actually I actually picked that point from last week's lecture. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all for all your realization, and sorry that I was not able to attend class since beginning. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for giving me opportunity to share, even though I'm not good in studying and studying the scriptures. So from the today's verse, what I understood is as mentioned in the translation, Arjun Maharaj was requesting Krishna to be very gracious upon him, because by seeing Krishna's Virat Swarup, he was bewildered, or he was fearful. So I was thinking, even though Arjun Maharaj has a special mercy from Krishna, that he can able to see Krishna's Virat Swarup, still he was bewildered, and still he was fearful. So who am I? It's Krishna's mercy that excuse me. I feel that it's Krishna's mercy that Krishna shows. We see Krishna in his transcendental form, a very simple and loving form. So we can see Krishna lovingly, and we will not be a like a fearful um or the bewildered, that we, by seeing Krishna's simple roop, we can do our service lovingly to Krishna. Also, I remember the Mataji also mentioned in last class about the point was when Lord Narasimha Bhagwan was also come in Swarup like half man and half lion, and um, he was very ferocious, you know. So, but the Prahlad Maharaj was not not bewildered or not fearful about him. So I was just trying to understand the difference between actually um that the way Arjun Maharaj is bewildered by seeing Krishna's Virat roop, and even though Prahlad Maharaj seeing the ferocious roop of Lord Prahlad Narasimha Bhagwan, and he was not scared, you know. But all the demigods were they were bewildered or fearful. So I couldn't able to understand that these 2 points, but I was thinking about this one. I just have a request to Amresh Prabhuji, if you can, if possible, can you just let me know, Prabhuji, why it's the difference between these 2 points. This is the points I wanted to share today. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol Mother, thank you very much, Hare Krishna, for a wonderful realization. And so also Chitra Prabhu's wonderful realization too. So one thing, please, it's just Arjuna, just say Arjuna, Arjun Maharaj, yeah? That's first thing. The second,
Okay, Prabhuji.
what are the question you said? I'm sorry, I couldn't get that point. 2 points.
So, yes, Prabhuji. So, in here, Arjuna, when he saw Krishna's Virat roop, it's mentioned here that he is bewildered, you know, and then when I listened to Mataji's class, you know, even we know all Prahlad Narasimha Bhagwan's pastime, that Prahlad Maharaj was not fearful by seeing Lord Narasimha Bhagwan's ferocious swaroop. So I was trying to find out the difference, Prabhuji, that both is Krishna, but Arjun is fearful, but the Prahlad Maharaj is not fearful about by seeing the Narasimha Bhagwan. That's my question, Prabhuji.
Yeah, because see, although Lord Nrsimhadev appeared in the ferocious form of Lord as half man, half lion, never seen before, you know, but
Yes.
still he appeared in his own personal form. But this Virat Swarup is not his personal form at all. As I was saying, giving my realization, the devotees are always afraid. They are not used to seeing this form of Krishna in Virat Rup, material world.
Yes.
They are used to seeing him in transcendental form, always loving them, you know, accepting the
Yeah.
prayers from them, blessing them. But this is where it is his universal form. There is an energy going there, you know, it is his nature, material nature, see? But he's not too involved in it at all. It works on its own axis, material nature. Depending upon the karmas of people, the 3 modes of material nature, as I explained in my 5 points, you know.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So there is a main difference. Because Arjuna is not seeing Krishna's form. Krishna did not show his form. Krishna showed his universal form, which is an inferior form, material nature, material form. Whereas Nrsimhadev is transcendental form, Krishna himself.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah.
And he's come specifically to kill the demon. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Prabhuji. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. All right. Okay. So I'll wait for 10 more seconds if anyone has anything else to say. Okay, thank you very much. Please be careful. I think tonight onwards there's going to be a lot of rains and and cyclone situation. So be careful for next 2-3 days. Okay, Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Jai.
Word to word synonyms, translations and purpose by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari
Hari Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hare Hare.